and Elizabeth Larabi Stadium just starting to fill up a bit more here on a Thursday evening matchup. You see Meg Plashko there ready to fire things up. She and Cesaroni were Players of the Week a bit ago in the Big Ten, and Gabby Cesaroni was also named to Top Drawer National Team of the Week. So some big honors for the Gophers recently. Nice to see.
Yeah, Cesaroni's been having a great season. I think she's even the top goal scorer now, which is awesome as a defender.
Yeah, she's the Gophers' top goal scorer. She is tied for second for the most game-winning goals in the entire Big Ten. So what a pickup for Erin Chastain and the Gopher soccer staff. We've said it before. I will continue saying it. Maya and I were both Division III athletes, so we will ride hard for Gabby Cesaroni. She was a stud All-American Division III defender. Came in and starts right away for a Division I Big Ten team. Just the coolest story in college soccer. Gophers here trying to establish possession early.
Kayla, get over a bit. Get over.
A little bit cooler temps here tonight. I know you can definitely see some fans bundled up. Players bundled up on the sideline too, trying to stay warm. This is the time of the year where all those conference games happening at the same time really impact each other. So we'll try and keep a corner of our eye on the other matchups going on tonight. 4 games starting at the same time, including this one, and then 3 games starting an hour later. So we'll try and keep an eye and let you know when big games are occurring. The top of the conference still very much in play, as well as the bottom conference tournament spots, like where Minnesota is currently in 8th.
The outcome of the games that are happening later on will impact Minnesota as well.
Whether Minnesota finishes in 8th or maybe can creep up to 7th. Oh, big dangerous ball there. Kenna Beisman running on, but scooped up by Kimball. Yeah, whether Minnesota is able to secure the 8th spot, whether they can climb to 7th, but then also, as you mentioned, where do teams fall up in the middle of the conference tournament standings? Where do they fall at the top? All of those positions are actually still very much in play with 2 games to go this weekend. So tons of chaos possible this last 2 games. Romine tries to release Meg Gray. Gray does get to it, turns the corner. Trying to work toward goal, will send it in, and it's cleared out for a throw-in for Minnesota deep down the field. Bowman, Gray, and Dressley there. Dressley lofts it all the way to that far post. Header across the box, and it's saved. What a save by Kaylee Kimball. My goodness. See there, great cross across the box. And it's Sadie Harper who's there. Really nice job by Sadie to get a head on it. So now Minnesota has their first corner kick of the day. They earned some of the most corners in the entire country. They've had 110. Beisman there to take it. And Bowman has a short option for her. Ball driven into the box. And just across the end line, very dangerous, but makes it all the way through. So Kimball will have a goal kick for Purdue. 3 different keepers have seen time for the Boilermakers this year, so they've really been working through the roster a bit, trying to see what might click. 26 different players have played for Purdue. Just a ton of searching for what might get them a different result. Haven't quite been able to see that click, so definitely on Minnesota to see if they can get a result.
Yeah, I think Purdue has actually 10 freshmen, so that's a lot of new, fresh players.
And so difficult to adapt to Big Ten play as a freshman. And that far side crossed in. A bit of a collision there, but it will be whistled for a goal kick. I believe that was actually Kenna Beisman working her off foot, working that right foot. She's one of several strong lefties on the squad. You don't always see her work that right foot too much, so nice job by Beisman to serve the ball into the box. kind of like those Purdue keeper kits, Maya. We've been trying to get our fashion statements out.
Yes, I always love neon.
I like that highlighter. Whistle against the Gophers there near midfield, so Purdue will have a reset. Ball downfield, Dressley there to battle, gets her head on it, so now Minnesota heading the other way. It's Romine, number 8, we referenced earlier. She played her first year of collegiate ball over at Wisconsin, actually scored a game winner against Minnesota, and then has been so big for Minnesota in the attack this year.
Yeah, she's the second goal scorer for Minnesota, tied with Izzy Brown.
3 goals, 2 assists for Romine
goals,
so far.
Actually.
Romine working downfield. It's cleared out, so Minnesota will have a throw deep down that far line. See that nice aggressive move by Romine, trying to beat the defender, not quite able to get past Duarte, the Purdue captain. Duarte has 2 goals and 4 assists on the year. Dangerous ball in the box, Purdue trying to clear. It's out for a Minnesota throw.
I like the black kits that Minnesota has been wearing recently.
Yeah, some nice intense alternative colors there for the U. We see field players wearing them now, and then other times I think the keeper actually wears that black if there's certain color matchups that are needed. Purdue has given up more than 2.5 goals to their opponents in conference play, so Minnesota really should come in ready to attack, ready to test that back line. As you said, Maya, get out there and see if you can put the pressure on Purdue early. Because despite the lack of, wins and maybe not finishing where they want to, you mentioned earlier on, they have been a really consistent passing team, so you really have to put them under pressure. Dangerous ball through, but Beisman not quite able to get there, so it'll be a corner. Love seeing the camera rattle a little bit as the stands shake with that thunderous stomp from the Gopher fans. Bowman sends it in, lofted ball to that far side. Cesaroni on it, and it's in! Sophia Romine gets on the end of that ball. Great headed assist across the box by Gabby Cesaroni, and Romine is there to finish it. How lethal have those two been for Minnesota?
Yeah, this is just a routine at this point.
Minnesota for years has produced so many corner kicks and really struggled to convert those into goals. And Gabby Cesaroni has almost single-handedly changed that for the Gophers this year. Gets the assist across the box. Sophia Romine with a textbook finish on the half volley. And Minnesota is up early over visiting Purdue. Ooh, dangerous moment for the Gopher defense. No whistle. Purdue still with the ball. Fires it toward the box. Oof, almost had another scary moment.
Yeah.
Minnesota has had moments like that where they score and then let it in.
It looks like there is like 5 defenders on Dunaway there.
No one tracking the outside runner.
Yeah.
Thankfully for Minnesota's sake, the ball goes high. Purdue, though, with some danger in the attack there, showing some good initiative. Plashko with the goal kick to reset. Huge moment for Minnesota to go up early. So big in these conference games to get that lead so you can have a little bit of confidence, a little bit of chemistry built up, and relieve some of that anxiety. Dangerous ball into the box, but it's cleared by Purdue. Franson on that far side, trying to take it on the dribble a bit. Now feeds it forward. Beisman fires it into the box, and it's off the post. That is what Kenna Beisman can bring from that right wing, sort of an inverted winger spot where she can cut and use her strong foot, her left foot, and fire it toward goal. That one just off the target, or just on frame, not quite into the netting there. Dressley now trying to work it. Nice step there by the Purdue defender, but Minnesota able to get it back. Nice footwork by the freshman Amelia Brown there. Franson all the way into the box, fires it toward goal, but it's blocked. Nice confident take by Franson. Now Cesaroni with it. She'll serve it into the box. Franson all the way in, but it's cleared. Minnesota playing with tons of confidence early. They listened to your pregame chat, Maya. They listened, and they're coming out on fire.
I noticed Purdue tried to even put their leg out just in front of Franson because there was nothing they could do to stop her, but that still could not stop her.
Yeah, when a player like that with so much athleticism is confident on the ball, confident with their touch, so tough to stop that when they're getting downhill. Minnesota again trying to work into dangerous position. A lot more combination passing in that offensive third than we've seen at other times during the year. A really good sign for Minnesota. Ball into the box. Beisman trying to settle it, and it goes out for a corner off a Purdue defender. So multiple corners for Minnesota within the first 10-12 minutes here already. Kenna Beisman here to serve another one.
And this is how Minnesota likes to get their goals, so let's see.
Certainly how Cesaroni likes to get her goals.
Yeah.
Ball lofted toward the PK spot. Cesaroni does get a head on it. Still bouncing in the box. Purdue able to get that initial clearance. Now Franson will try and serve it back in. And Kimball is there to scoop it up for Purdue.
Kimball really just pops out right when she ran for the ball.
She's definitely been aggressive off her line. 6'2" freshman from Danville, California. Huge experience for her to get this year for Purdue. I'm sure to pay dividends for the Boilermakers in the future. Even if you're not getting the result, at least you're having those moments to feel the pressure, work your way through it. You see now Minnesota has made a bit of a swap. Now Beisman out on the left. Looks like they may have whistled Minnesota offside, so Purdue will get to reset. And Budish trying to work downhill for Purdue, trying to release an attacker into space, but Dressley's there. Holleran with the throw for Purdue, just beyond Minnesota's bench. Holleran with a nice bending ball toward the top of the box. Nice redirect header, but Plash goes there to scoop it up. This is another one of those split weekends for Minnesota. I believe 3 of those this year, where they play at home on Thursday and then immediately hit the road for the second matchup of the weekend. They're going to head to Champaign, Illinois to play the University of Illinois. And Illinois and Minnesota are a little bit linked here in the Big Ten standings. Illinois would have to pull off a win tonight to keep their hopes alive. Bowman with a nice ball across the box, but not quite in sync with the runners there. Illinois would both have to pull off a result tonight, giving them a chance to then take down Minnesota in the final game of the regular season. But they're on the road at Wisconsin, so a tough matchup for anybody. Minnesota again whistled offside, so Purdue will have a free kick deep in their own territory. Nice shot of Sophia Bowman there. So dangerous in the Gopher midfield. Just an incredible work rate. Can play so many minutes, covers so much ground. I've sometimes referred to her physical skills as being sort of akin to a Terminator. Just completely unstoppable athletically. Some patient hold-up play by Minnesota, but not quite able to get the cross off yet. Matthews there, one of the core leaders for Purdue. A goal and 6 assists for Purdue so far this year, this fall. Wow, what a burst by Budish. But Minnesota able to clear it out for a Purdue throw. Let's see if we get any fun ball kid activity today, Maya. We've seen, of course, the basketball dribbling moves. We've seen some cartwheels.
Let's see what we'll see today.
Let's see if they're willing to put on a show over there.
Yeah. I'm seeing some dancing. Oh.
Some early moves. It's one of the fun elements of the Elizabeth Lau-Robbie game day. Players from youth clubs across the region come in and both help with that starting lineup and then serve as ball kids throughout the game. And it also has the ancillary benefit of entertaining Maya and I. So a lot of values stacked on top. Some nice pressure by Kenna Beisman. She turns it over, not quite able to keep it in, but some nice havoc press from the Mankato native. One of several graduate seniors on this year's squad will try and recognize throughout the game. Of course, last home game for her Gopher career, along with Dressley and Meg Gray, who you also see in frame there. Big night for them. Purdue able to work deep into Minnesota territory, showing a little bit of patience here. But Amelia Brown now with it. Nice turnover for the Minnesota defense. How about Amelia Brown coming in as a freshman, just getting some sub minutes, getting a few starts, just growing her role as the season goes on, and just looking super composed in that midfield role.
Right, and now she's playing like full games, so it's a big accomplishment for her.
Especially in such a high pressure role like holding midfield where you're always in the action, so many decisions to make. You have to be that point of the defense. You still have to be a helper in that offensive attack. It's so much to ask of a freshman, and she's really risen to that moment.
Yeah, and I know she talked to you. I saw on Equal Time Soccer where she talked to you and said that she just worked really hard for this position on the field and this playing time.
Yeah, she was so confident. You talked to her in person, and she just said, you see her standing in front of you, and she's just someone that knows she's going to earn that role. And that sheer amount of confidence just really comes through with a player like her, which is so fun to see because they put in so much work and are under so much pressure. So to see someone so self-confident like that is huge. Dangerous ball. Dressley sends it back to Plashko, who has to clear.
It's like the setup. I mean, I've been here since setting up, which sucks. Yeah.
Minnesota trying to send it downfield, but Purdue able to get on it. Meg Gray with the ball now, trying to send it through. Sadie Harper trying not to get offside, so now Kenna Beisman with the ball. She'll send it across, and it's out for a goal kick. Minnesota doing well to both start that possession and get into good, dangerous attacking position. It's things where even in games where they've won earlier this year, I don't think we've always seen them consistently doing that. Duarte trying to release an attacker into space, but Minnesota is there. Oh, dangerous moment for the Gopher defense. Matthews goes down, no whistle. I think that's probably the correct call, but still a tough physical play in the box. And now Minnesota trying to get out on the counter. Beisman not quite able to settle it in, so it'll be out for a Purdue throw. We mentioned Amelia Brown. Her older sister, Izzy Brown, one of the top scorers for Minnesota, has been out a few games dealing with an injury, and that has meant you've seen a few more minutes for folks like Kenna Brown, which has been fun to see her reestablish a larger role and soak up some of those minutes.
Yeah, and injuries are not fun at all, so I really hope she can get better soon because, yeah, it's tough to watch your team play and not be able to help.
Yeah, the mental process of it is such a grind. We did see her warming up and doing some work on the sideline, Izzy Brown, so hopefully getting closer to returning for Minnesota. In the meantime, we have seen their rotation tighten just a bit, so I think there were times where we saw 4, 5, 6 subs for Minnesota, whereas the last few games it's been more maybe 3 or 4. So it has put a little more pressure on some of these Gopher rotation players, but they also then get a little more time to settle in on the field, so I'm sure there's some pros and cons for each of them. Romine attempts a ball across the box. Beisman with it now. Really good individual defense there by Peyton Hunt, the freshman from Texas.
She's really good at using her body to make sure those forwards can't get around her.
If you're able to handle the physical pressure of someone like Kenna Beisman, you are definitely good at using your physical frame for sure. And it's out for another corner. Beisman tried to flick it on it, and it went off Peyton Hunt, I believe. Beisman over there to take it again. Bowman as her short option, I believe. Ball toward the PK spot, and they're on the ball. Goal, Minnesota, and it's Sophia Romine with her second of the night. Huge moment for Romine.
You can see the relief on the players' faces.
Great ball into the box here. You see it just bounces on. Great settling touch and fires it into the side netting. Sophia Romine heard us talking about Gabby Cesaroni's danger on corners, and she said, hey, hold up a second. I'm here too. Huge moment for Minnesota to extend their lead in the first half, 2-0 over Purdue, halfway through this first half.
Yeah, that was a stunning goal.
And Minnesota really has been able to turn these corners into dangerous chances. Both goals coming off corner kicks in this first half.
Romine and Cesaroni are really becoming a dynamic duo here.
Just so dangerous. And nice service. Credit to Kenna Beisman with some good service on these corners as well. I believe we have at least one sub. Kaya Harper has come on, replacing Kenna Beisman, I believe. Free kick here. Dressley will take it. Ball a little bit wide. Cesaroni trying to put it back into the box. I believe Amelia Brown will be whistled for a foul there. We're getting some full Harper vibes right now. Kaya Harper and Sadie Harper both out there. Minnesota, one of the rare Power 5 teams with 2 sets of sisters. Of course, one of the others is Purdue. Purdue has the Hunt sisters, Sydney and Peyton, as well as the Kevazia sisters, Victoria and Nicole.
And I think, is Nicole playing right now, number 12? Yeah, she's on there right now.
Of course, the Kevazia sisters win the prize for the most interesting name, but we give full sister vibes to both squads. That's great. Romine with a great pass to Bowman. Bowman trying to work downhill. Sadie Harper with the run, but I believe will be whistled offside. Nice aggression from the Gopher attack there. Meg Gray trying to feed Sadie Harper down the line. Amelia Brown there to keep it in the Purdue half. Purdue has done well to take those early possessions and turn them into corner kicks, or excuse me, counterattacks, but the Minnesota defense has been fairly consistent in shutting those down so far.
There's really only been one scary moment by the goal so far for Purdue.
Kaya Harper working all the way across the box, and she'll send it wide now. We'll see if Franson's able to get there. Just able to keep it in bounds. Franson working toward the end line, sends it into the box. Purdue is there. Throw in for Minnesota on that far side. We'll keep our Big Ten score watch going for you. It looks like Rutgers is up 2-0 on Michigan early. Rutgers currently in 3rd place, trying to secure possibly 2nd for themselves. Important if Minnesota ends up in that 7th spot. It could be a matchup with the number 2 seed. So Rutgers continuing their pressure. Some nice footwork on that far side by Kaya Harper, trying to get to a position where she can send it in. Bowman with the cross. It's deflected. And the chance from Meg Gray goes high. Some nice aggression by the Gopher attack, though. Olivia Hall and Hannah Lapierre on for Purdue now. Couple subs for the visitors. Amelia Brown with it now, sends it back to the back line. The last few games, the Gopher back line has had a little bit of a different look. Elizabeth Overberg is starting in place of graduate defender Delaney Stecker. And so they've had a few games to settle into that now. Overberg, of course, played every game last year at center back after Elena Dressley had a season-ending injury in the last exhibition. So Overberg is not a stranger to the back line, but only recently back in the starting lineup. So interesting to track how that group settles in even further.
I've noticed Overberg, whenever she comes in, she just has a lot of high intensity, whatever.
Oh, nice steal by Meg Gray into the box, but it's off the post. Heartbreaker for Meg Gray.
Yeah.
Kaya Harper trying to keep it alive. Bowman has it now and fires it just wide. Wow, some nice danger from the Minnesota attack. You can hear 16 and 16 battling there. Meg Gray eventually with that chance just off the post. What a tough one.
It was funny to look at the players' reactions and the fan reactions at all those shots.
Everyone just waiting to be able to erupt.
Exactly.
When you were talking about Overberg, I think the coaching staff really views her as someone who can come in and just be so stout defensively. Just a nice adder to the defensive presence on the back line. Dangerous ball into the box by Gray. Bowman able to get on the end of it. Ball into the box, not quite able to find the foot of a runner. Purdue trying to clear. Nice steal by Amelia Brown and earns the foul. So Minnesota with a free kick in super dangerous territory. Sophia Bowman has really been on the ball a bunch today. Great individual defense by Amelia Brown here. Keeps her position, earns the foul. Super valuable play by the holding midfielder. Kaya Harper here to take it. Super low. Purdue defender gets on it. Tries to clear. Minnesota trying to keep it in this end. Dressley gets a foot on it. Purdue still trying to clear. This could be one of those games where a couple of Gophers are getting on the scoreboard and a few others feel like, hey, if Romine's going to score goals, I want to get on the scoreboard too. Let's go. Especially players like Meg Gray playing their last game in front of these home fans. Some of these graduate seniors have had, you know, this is their 5th year, just such a long time to call this stadium home. Such a great venue, so many memories here. And to be on an upswing in your last season.
It's very bittersweet for those players. Hopefully Dressley can get a goal and Beisman. Are they graduating as well too? Yeah.
Yep, Elena Dressley, McKenna Beisman. Ava Brewer will also be leaving. She's a senior but will not be returning next fall. And Delaney Stecker we mentioned previously. Players who have just been so huge in creating this era of Gopher soccer. Free kick for Purdue around midfield with just over 13 minutes to go in the first half here. Ball into the Minnesota box. Little bit of danger here. Meg Gray with the touch, but Purdue is there to settle in. Trying to get a chance on frame.
Yeah, the touch Meg Gray had to the center was a bit dangerous, but it probably was not intentional.
Matthews trying to work that far side. So much pressure in those moments of making sure your first touch is on point. Looks like Kaya Harper on that far side trying to turn this possession into something dangerous. Nice cut across. Tries to send it to a teammate. Pass not quite on the mark.
Brown is so patient when defending. She makes sure not to stick her leg in too early, if you know what I mean.
Not just going to get trapped into trying to make that poke tackle. Willing to wait for the offensive player to make a mistake or make a move that she can respond to. Plaschko there, the veteran keeper for Minnesota. She and the Minnesota defense have allowed less than a goal a game, so very stout defensively. She's been part of 5 shutouts for the Minnesota defense this year. Gray gives herself a little bit of space, gets out wide, tries to serve it into the box. And nice run by Sadie Harper, just not quite able to get contact on it, but nice ball by Meg Gray there. Sees that window, serves it into the box just between those Purdue defenders. Really good idea. And Krista Van Loon subs on for Sadie Harper. Kaylee Kimball with another goal kick for the Boilermakers here. Some really nifty passing from Purdue. We mentioned they come in almost always above that 70-75% pass completion percentage. They're just so consistent. Even in games that they lose considerably, they still pass well. And we've seen that here today, where they just are finding gaps, timing things out well, finding runners. Definitely doesn't let the Minnesota defense ever feel super comfortable. Ball downfield, Minnesota trying to keep it in play. Minnesota asking for a whistle on the handball, and I believe they get it. So they will do a quick reset. It looks like the official is saying he had not whistled for the kick to be able to be taken. So Minnesota will now take its time and see if they can set up a dangerous set piece. Looks like Kaya Harper once again taking the free kick from on the far side. Driven ball into the box. Dangerous moment. A Purdue defender deflects it. But now they're able to take it the other way. Nice burst of speed there from Dunaway, but the Minnesota defense takes it back. You've seen Minnesota able to maintain their shape a little bit better. Meg Gray, especially on this left-hand side, is really maintaining this outside position, forcing the Purdue defense to come find her and stretch their shape out, helping to open up some passing lanes down the middle, I think. Big ball from Gray. And an attempt sails just high. I believe it was Bowman taking that one.
I think if she would have just taken one more touch, she just had one more touch in there to try and get it more on frame.
Of course, Maya and I are already on the record. We are team ambitious attempt. We are team take the long shot, take the ambitious attempt. But one more touch and it still would have been ambitious. We still would have given her credit in the ambition column. And Bowman has had those moments too, where she can find a shot from distance and really put some oomph behind it.
You called her the Terminator, right? I know people like to say to bend it like Bowman as well, so.
That's true. You just have to.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to use, it's one of the only go-to sayings we have. If anything, I think Gopher fans would maybe like to see her take even more of those long chances, just because she does have that in her arsenal. See here, Minnesota earning the free kick. Bowman using her frame to maintain possession, just gets fouled once, and then I think fouled once after the whistle again.
I like that she was still going to play on. Like, I love that.
Dressley with the free kick here, following that Bowman foul. Deep into the Purdue box. Can Minnesota get on the end of it? Purdue able to get an initial clearance. Overberg trying to send it back into the box. And a flick on, but nice defensive positioning by the Boilermakers. Van Loon getting her fancy footwork there on the left wing. Dressley sent it into the box, but Kimball is there to scoop it up. Van Loon, another one of the transfers on this Gopher squad. Her, Romine, Cesaroni and Izzy Brown, all huge parts of this Gopher rotation, all transfers either under the Erin Chastain era or just before, coming in under Steph Golan. Some nice passing from Purdue there, but Amelia Brown there to jump the passing line. Tries to get Kaya Harper in position. Harper still working across the box, attempts a shot, but it's blocked for another Minnesota corner kick. Just under 6 minutes ago here, Minnesota once again at the corner spot. Both of their goals have come from corner kick opportunities. Let's see what they're able to do here. See there, Kaylee Kimball. 2 saves on the day. Allowed 2 goals, but I think she has been fairly active, done fairly well back there. Again, we mentioned just a freshman. So these are the kind of reps that can pay such big dividends. Ball into the box for Minnesota. Big looping service there. Purdue able to clear a bit, but Dressley is there to try and send it back in. I believe the center official is calling a foul on Kaya Harper, maybe for pushing. There's some pretty fun photos from the Gopher Athletic Department of Kaya Harper constantly talking to refs, constantly talking to officials. We've mentioned it on broadcast too. She doesn't always get the benefit of the doubt on those 50-50s, maybe in part because of that heavy chatter. Who knows? Minnesota taking its time. Less than 5 minutes ago here in the first half. Gophers up 2-0 over the visiting Boilermakers of Purdue. It's out for a Purdue throw. 2 more subs for the Boilermakers. Naomi Splittorff, as well as Sydney Boudreau coming on. Splittorff earned Big Ten Freshman of the Week honors earlier this season. I believe the week she scored against USC, one of the top-ranked teams in the country. Splittorff just a freshman from Evansville, Indiana, so big moment for her to score in those types of environments. Getting minutes again here today. Another whistle for a Minnesota free kick from about 45 yards out. Kaya Harper lining up to take it. Dangerous ball into the box, and Kimball is there to punch it away. Meg Gray trying to keep it in dangerous territory, but Purdue will have the throw. Another sub for Purdue. Sydney Hunt, the second Hunt sister, coming in for the Boilermakers. I think maybe some Minnesota fans wanted a Gopher throw. There were some classic hometown groans in the stands there.
Yeah, I heard those.
Minnesota keeping super high pressure. It's leading to a lot of counter opportunities like the one we just saw there. Amelia Brown takes it, reestablishes possession. Minnesota trying to get right back into the attack, although with some patience. And now Purdue with a crucial turnover, and they're heading the other way. Solid recovery runs by the Minnesota back line, so the shot ends up wide, not a ton of space for the Purdue attack there.
I like that Matthews just took a chance, though, and got that shot on goal.
Yeah, not a terrible attempt. She's obviously trying to put Meg Plashko to the test. There have been times where attackers can get by Plashko at times this year, so not bad for Purdue to put an opportunity forward. And Matthews has proven to be dangerous on the ball for sure. Minnesota working downfield. Lofted ball into the box. Romine trying to serve it back in. Purdue there to get an initial clearance, but it goes off the end line. So another corner kick for Minnesota. And on your Big Ten score watch, Michigan State did just put a goal up on Ohio State. See there, senior Meg Plashko, number 32. So big for the Gophers in goal. So Michigan State leads Ohio State 1-0. They're currently the top seed, trying to maintain that. Driven ball into the box from the corner. And Cesaroni, I believe, did get a head on it. It just goes wide. Just over 30 seconds to go here. Kimball taking her time with the goal kick.
Minnesota's done a great job this half at just stopping Purdue from any sort of connection in the offensive half.
Yeah, really only a few counterattacks here or there that have been brought forward by some good passing, but otherwise Minnesota really shutting things down before it even starts defensively. Seconds will tick down here, and Minnesota will head into halftime with a 2-0 lead over the visiting Purdue Boilermakers as they try to lock in their Big Ten tournament spot. For Maya Flackby, I'm Matt Faratsky. We'll be back after half. But she admitted the Gopher soccer team really did take some time to get fully confident this year, and maybe that is what led to some of those giveaways late in the game. And as the second half is underway, we'll see if Minnesota is able to keep that confidence rolling into this last 45 minutes of the final home game of the 2022 season. Ball into the box, Minnesota trying to clear. Nice step there by Abby Franson, and now big ball downfield by Sophia Bowman, but Purdue is there to clear it the other way. Another thing to track in the second half, there was 10 fouls in that first half. The official seemed fairly quick to blow the whistle, so keep an eye on how the teams may adapt to that if they cater their play at all. Minnesota now trying to get downfield. Beisman released into the box, fires it, but it's deflected. And Minnesota, with its 7th corner kick on the day. As we said earlier, both goals in that first half a result of corner kicks for the Gophers. Let's see if they can keep that trend going. And Minnesota in good position. They have been undefeated when leading at half. 6 wins this fall. So a good start to this second half if the trend is able to continue. Bowman on that far side, serving it in. Looked like Amelia Brown with the head, but not quite enough oomph on there. Dressley trying to send it back downfield. Minnesota still trying to get that chance. Dangerous chance on frame, but Kimball's there to scoop it up. I believe that was Romine with the great chance from outside.
Minnesota has been making this a very fun game to watch, and they're just taking every opportunity and using it.
Yeah, we've seen plenty of games where even if a team gets the win, it's not always a fun run of play in the meantime, and it really has been a fun one tonight. Cesaroni downfield, it stays in bounds. Now Beisman trying to work the dribble a bit here. Nice pass by Meg Gray. So Sadie Harper trying to work into the box now. Wow, that's a tough one. The official we mentioned has been a little bit quick to blow the whistle. That may be a good example there. You see a nice replay. Sadie Harper working on the dribble. Gets it cleared, and then is still working toward gets all ball and is still whistled for a foul. That's a tough one. The Minnesota fans with some heavy groans on that one, but Kaylee Kimball will have the reset. It's usually Kaya Harper who's on the wrong side of those whistles. Now her sister Sadie is on the wrong side. Bowman with it trying to get downhill. And a big shot from Bowman, and it's off the post. Wow, what a chance by Sophia Bowman with her left foot. See her just take one step, see her opportunity, and just rocks off the crossbar.
That's why it's important to have those run-through runs. As you saw Megan Gray running, she had a chance of getting it. It was just went out too quick.
Yep, and so valuable to have those runs because it can also pull some of those defenders and open up those gaps. I know one of the goals against Maryland, head coach Erin Chastain really credited Kenna Beisman with making that near post run, opening space up so that Romine had more room to operate to fire that shot on goal. So key to remember your role, even if you're not the one on the ball. Romine to Bowman. Great footwork by Bowman, gets by the Purdue defender. Into the box now, fires it, but it's blocked. Nice defensive positioning by that final defender. Purdue now trying to create some opportunity for themselves. Big give and go opportunity for them here down the line. Cesaroni's there to shut it down. Attempting to keep it in bounds, but it looks like it'll be whistled out, so Purdue will have the throw deep in the Minnesota third. Maybe waited just a bit too long and then not quite able to get good contact on it, so Plashko scoops it up. Plashko gets it beyond half. Now Beisman trying to work down, but just not quite able to keep it in bounds. So Purdue has a throw near the Minnesota bench. See Kenna Beisman there trying to be patient, but maybe just a bit too patient on that one. Minnesota whistled, I guess, for a foul there. Maybe offside. Little tough to track.
The fans seem to not be liking the ref's calls.
We're getting good hometown fan vibes from the crowd tonight. That's good. Putting some pressure on the official. Great jump by Meg Gray. But good recovery by the Purdue back line, and Minnesota will settle for a throw. Dangerous ball there by Kimball that Gray was able to jump in the path of. Some patient buildup by Purdue, but Minnesota able to take it the other way and kick it out. So Purdue will have a throw to reset once again. Looks like Peyton Hunt will take it just inside midfield. Ball to the top of the box. It's cleared initially. Purdue now trying to get a second chance at it. Cross is deflected, and Plashko's there to grab it.
It's great speed by number 9 on Purdue. She didn't give up.
Yeah, they've shown some really good individual effort, some really good individual moments. See the replay there. Also, Kayla Budish with that second run, just under the ball there, not quite able to get ahead on it. Budish has been a productive member of the Purdue attack for sure. 3 goals, 2 assists. Purdue now with the ball deep in the corner, tries to cross it, it's blocked. Another attempt coming here, top of the box. Sends it across again, but it's cleared. $11 different players for Purdue have either a goal or an assist. For Minnesota, that's 15 different players. I think that really speaks to the depth the Gophers have seen and how broad that rotation is. Kenna Beisman with a little bit of a window. She'll take an ambitious chance, and it's just wide. It's probably about as deep as we've seen Gophers taking those chances. 4 saves for Kimball today so far. And a tough fall overall for the Boilermakers. We should shout out, nice moment they got. They got to keep the golden boot. That's the rivalry trophy they have with the Indiana Hoosiers. So props to the, what I'm going to call the Indiana Cup, maintaining the Indiana rivalry trophy. Nice job by Purdue to earn the draw, keep it. Bowman not quite able to maintain possession there, out for a Purdue goal kick. I'm a little confused why it's called the Golden Boot. Mainly because the Golden Boot is already a thing in soccer. So I'm a little confused, but I do want to give them props. So props to Purdue.
Yeah, and that was their 8th consecutive season too. So
really keeping the thumb on their Indiana neighbors, really taking it to the Hoosiers. Nice through ball for Minnesota in the box now, but Kimball is there. Minnesota continuing to be dangerous in the attack. See, nice job by Sadie Harper releasing Kenna Beisman. Nice shot on frame, but Kaylee Kimball continuing her strong performance despite the scoreline. Meg Gray tracks back and works with Amelia Brown to reset possession here. Gophers have done really well to get out on the run when the space is there. And it's cleared out for another University of Minnesota corner kick. See Izzy Brown there, repping the Golden Gopher hat. Nice bomb on the top. Bowman serves a low-driven ball in for the corner. Matthews there to try and calm things down, keep possession amongst the Gopher high pressure. In our Big Ten scoreboard watch, a little bit of a surprise scoreline here. Nebraska, I believe, up 2-0 over Penn State. That's notable only because Nebraska has 2 tough games remaining, including this matchup with Penn State, and they're currently in 7th. So a win by them would mean Minnesota can only finish in 8th and could not climb the standings. So meaningful game there. We'll see if Penn State battles back. Driven ball to the 6-yard box, but it'll go out for a goal kick. So Minnesota not quite able to capitalize on corner kicks in the second half quite yet after scoring twice on corners in the first.
Purdue likes to start in the back for their goal kicks, and I'm wondering why they want to do that instead of just skidding it up right away.
I think there's always that tension where teams really like to say they build from the back and start possession from the back, but as you said, especially for this game in particular, some danger when Minnesota has done so well turning them over too. So it's a tough choice for teams to make, especially when you're already down, although maybe with where they are in the standings, they consider all these games mostly a learning opportunity too. But yeah, a lot of pressure you're putting on yourself if you're going to start the possession that far back. Sadie Harper trying to defend probably the best chance Purdue has had on goal there. Nice shot by Sydney Boudreau.
I had some bend in it.
Yeah, some nice body control to keep the ball. Good balance, good strength. Pretty decent test for Meg Plashko there. One of the rare saves we've seen Meg Plashko make. She's been busy, but I don't know that we've seen her really having to make a true save. Minnesota now with the free kick a few yards inside the half line. Sophia Bowman will take it. Ball toward the top of the box. Cicerone tried to flick it on, but it ends up wide. Meg Gray out there trying to shield it out, so she'll have a throw. Dressley will take it instead. Kaya Harper subbing on for Kenna Beisman, so we are back at full Harper. Maya, both Harper sisters out there for Minnesota.
You need full Harper and full Hunt on there.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind a Kevazia too. Get the Kevazias out there. Cross into the box is deflected, I believe. So another corner kick for the Gophers. This time, Kaya Harper will go take it. Approaching the 60th minute here, Minnesota up 2-0 over the visiting Purdue Boilermakers. Both first half goals coming off corners. We'll see if Minnesota is able to convert once again here today. Bowman and Beisman had the service in the first half that led to the goals. Harper now sends it in. Nice job. I think Overberg actually got a leg on that, but it's saved by Kimball. Asked Sophia Romine earlier this week how Minnesota deals with when to jump into that press or not, and she said it really depends on that forward line. If a forward jumps into that press, it's incumbent on the other players on the squad to go with them. So if a forward keys off of it, starts that press, then the midfielders really need to follow behind, and then the defenders, and they need to move as a team. Otherwise, you're really just opening up those big gaps for the opponents to take advantage of. So it sort of puts a lot of pressure on everyone to have that awareness at every moment of keying off. We see Purdue has struggled to come back when they've been trailing at half. Minnesota undefeated when they've led at half. Ball all the way deep into the box. And now Minnesota trying to get another service in there. Dressley sends it in. Now Bowman working toward the goal. It's deflected out. And tell me if you've heard this one before. It's a Minnesota corner kick, so they'll have another chance. Nice job by Bowman with some composure. But the Boilermakers have been pretty consistent, so they deflect it out. And now the Gophers will try from the corner spot once again. It's 34, Kaya Harper.
Harper has the best facial expressions.
Sends it towards the PK spot. Cicerone with the header. And another chance, but Kimball is there to scoop it up. Another look at this one. Great first flick toward goal. And Sadie Harper just not quite able to get that second flick. I think she really did have an opportunity there, but just not quite able to. Tough to sort of contort in that moment. And Gabby Holler will come on for the Boilermakers. She will replace Sydney Boudreau. Yeah, Kaya Harper is nothing if not very entertaining out there. The fun chats that she has with the officials, the good facial expressions. Dunaway trying to work this wing. Nice team defense there by Minnesota, cleared forward by Amelia Brown. Oh, Matthews is playing defense even while down on the ground. Minnesota trying to pass around her now. Kaya Harper able to get it despite the deflection, but nice recovery defense by Purdue there. And Amelia Brown will be whistled. Just a little bit of hip contact on that run through the ball. Some Minnesota groans, but I think of all the fouls in the second half, that was maybe the most fair. Just a sort of an accidental trailing run. See on the replay here, just a little bit of leg to leg from Amelia. Gracie Dunaway, number 2, has 6 goals and 2 assists on the season for Purdue. Super productive member of the Boilermaker attack.
You know what I just noticed? Both Hunt sisters are actually playing together right now as well.
So we are at,
yeah.
we are at full Hunt. Blasco trying to clear it out. It does stay in bounds, but it'll bounce very close to the line. Minnesota trying to escape this Purdue attack. Cesaroni doing the best she can to shield it from the Purdue attacker. Finds Franson nearby. I believe that was Splittorff with some nice backtracking there to keep Purdue in possession, but now it's out for a Purdue throw. Yeah, I think the only other thing we could ask for, Maya, is some sister celebrations. We need some sister-to-sister connections on a goal. We need that to turn into a celebration, amp up that entertainment value even more.
Exactly.
Dangerous counterattack by the Gophers here. Good work by the Purdue back line to shield that out. And now Krista Van Loon will come on again.
Minnesota was trying to move quick in that play right there, and that shows that they are still playing at a high intensity and playing that full 45-minute game.
Still a lot of effort from Minnesota, considering that somewhat comfortable lead. Van Loon comes on for Sadie Harper. Now Minnesota with a throw deep in the attacking territory. Franson tries to clear it, but it's out for another throw. I'm assuming those fans walking toward the throw-in area were going to get a $2 hot dog. There's $2 hot dogs
definitely
today. I'm assuming that's where they were going. Ambitious chance from Romine goes wide. Goal kick for Purdue. Kimball to take it. And now this time they are taking your advice, Maya, and just booting it forward, changing it up a bit.
It didn't really work out.
Leaving some room for Krista Van Loon to fire a shot, and it saved high. So another corner kick for Minnesota. Look at this attempt from Van Loon. Such a tough angle and still gets a great shot on frame. Nice replay there by the Gopher Digital production crew.
Van Loon is dangerous with that left foot.
Yeah, so fun off the bench, so dangerous on that front line. Corner driven toward the goal there. It's deflected high. Deflected again off Amelia Brown, but Amelia Brown will keep it in bounds. Van Loon tries to send a dangerous ball into the box, but Kimball is there. Van Loon started her career down at Oral Roberts down south. Headed up north during that spring COVID season. And now has played more up top. During their early Gopher days was more a true outside mid. And has been really fun to watch more in that winger role, which she says she's really even more comfortable in. So fun to see players get a chance to thrive a bit there. Romine given plenty of space by the Purdue defenders. Tries to slip Krista Van Loon through, but Purdue will clear it out for a Minnesota throw.
That could have been a great opportunity for Romine to just take the shot since they gave her so much space, which was really surprising.
They were definitely letting her dribble a bit more than I would have thought. Meg Gray now with the turn, trying to work the dribble, tries to send it into the box. Bowman does find it. Gray tries to get past once again. And it's whistled for a corner. I actually think Gray might have touched it again.
Yeah, I thought
So
that too.
Gophers can settle for a whistle going their way. I didn't hear any Gopher fans groaning at that one. They're happy to take the corner. And Kaya Harper will go to that far side. Love to see that camera shaking. ELR stands rumbling. Driven ball toward the PK spot. Minnesota will be whistled for a foul. Might have been a foul on Elizabeth Overberg on that follow-up run. See it again here, nice replay. Yep, Overberg goes through the defender there, so maybe a fair whistle. Kaya Harper battling in midfield, Bowman battling, Romine battling, but Purdue maintains possession. Trying to find a chance on frame if they can. Dangerous ball into the box and a header, but it drifts wide. See the nice replay here. Good ball right across the box. Duarte almost gives Purdue their best chance on goal, but it goes wide for a Minnesota goal kick. 3 subs for Purdue, not quite able to track all the numbers. We'll try and catch them as we can. Purdue has still continued to battle despite being down 2-0 for the bulk of this game. I think that's pretty impressive.
Right, like that was a great opportunity right there that they had. These are some dedicated fans today because it is a cold one here.
Maya is safely inside a warm indoor booth, and she's still worried about being cold. It is a Minnesota fall day out there, though. We do see folks bundling up. We haven't quite had the full snowy vibes you see sometimes with the home postseason runs of Gopher days past. So we'll see what their road trip down to Illinois is like on Sunday. We mentioned that this game has been fun with a lot of activity. Nebraska-Penn State is even crazier. Nebraska is up 3-1 still in the first half. So a lot of action in that one. Goal kick now for Minnesota. Plashko to take it. There's a large 6-foot rodent invading the press box. We're investigating it. He may be affiliated with the university. We can't confirm or deny. So just to let folks know, just for full context in the booth. Gophers working toward the box. Dressley trying to send it in off the post. So it'll be a goal kick for Purdue. Nice job by Dressley. Dangerous ball off that corner of the post. Excuse me, former Maya Flackby teammate, Elena Dressley. We need to make sure the full name gets out on the broadcast.
Oh, Elena is such a good player, though, and I love how she's able to come up even as a defender.
So fun to watch, playing at left back. We mentioned earlier she got injured in the last exhibition game last fall, so had to miss the entire season. So heartbreaking. Had come in looking so great. I had her on for a show earlier this fall, and she said she's in the best shape she's ever been in, because that recovery sometimes can lead to you just building up that fitness level so high. And she's looked so great for Minnesota this fall. As we mentioned, one of several graduate age players who this is their last game at Elizabeth Lau Robbie, and she's obviously, we mentioned a Hill Murray grad. So fun to see those hometown talents getting to play in front of these fans. Oh, dangerous moment. Purdue with some nice attacking energy. Dunaway almost with a chance on frame, but it goes wide. Just can't say enough what it means to have those hometown players playing in front of these fans, giving so many young kids the chance to see top soccer players from their own community. And it gives them a chance to dream of, wow, one day I could come play and make the same kind of impact. So great to see Elena making that impact, as you said, up and down the field, in the attack, on the defensive end.
Yeah, it's definitely something to be proud of. Very proud of.
Purdue with the free kick here near that center circle. See there the whistle. Peyton Hill serves it into the box. Flick by Purdue, but it's wide, so Plashko will have another goal kick. '75th minute here. Minnesota still leading 2-0 over the visiting Purdue Boilermakers. Both goals coming in the first half, both off of corner kicks. Gabby Cesaroni, who has scored so many goals this year off of corners, instead traded in those goal-scoring chops for assists, assisted on both of those goals. Kenna Beisman and Sophia Bowman both also respectively with assists from the service in the corner. And Sophia Romine just been so lethal today, scoring both goals for Minnesota. Purdue trying to get in dangerous territory. Nice ball across the box, but it's cleared. Matthews trying to turn it into another opportunity for the Boilermakers. And Cesaroni watches it go out for another goal kick by Plashko.
Great job by Franzen to slow down Dunaway using her body, because that could have been very dangerous for the Gophers.
Yeah, big test on that wing, too. Dunaway's been super dangerous. Nice to see Franzen up to it. On your Big Ten score watch, Michigan has gotten a goal back, so Rutgers leads them 2-1. We mentioned Rutgers currently in third place, trying to fight for those standings. Looks like Zoe Allen and Chloe Woodbeck coming on for Purdue. Kaya Harper trying to get Minnesota back on the run. Bowman sends it back to Kaya. Kaya Harper on this right wing, trying to get some footwork by that Purdue defender, just not quite able to beat her. But she does earn another corner kick for Minnesota, this time from the right corner. Almost all the corners have come on that far side. Different opportunity for Minnesota, and it means Krista Van Loon will go over with her lethal left foot. 14 corners today, a season high for the Gophers, which is saying a lot because they produce corners every single game. So very meaningful for them to break their own season high. Dangerous ball into the box. It's deflected by Purdue. Bowman and the Gophers trying to keep it down at this end, but Purdue charging downfield. Budish gets the ball cleared. Duarte restarts it for Purdue. Matthews with the ball at her feet. Dressley plays it safe, clears it out. Purdue will have a throw. Purdue now trying to reset possession around midfield. They'll send it out wide. Purdue continues to challenge, actually has looked better as the game goes on and on. They've continued to improve their play. Plashko with a huge save over the crossbar.
That almost looked impossible to save.
In a game of ambitious chances, that one takes the cake. And what a save by Megan Plashko. Abigail Roy was about to be a hero for the Boilermakers. And Plashko able to get there and preserve the lead, for Minnesota. So Purdue will settle for a corner. Ball to the top of the box, all the way through. Kaya Harper and Franson were there to stop the Purdue possession. Krista Van Loon now deep on the run. She has a runner in the box, but she takes it herself, and it's just wide. And what a chance by Van Loon, but fairly good attempt. I think Bowman maybe wanted that service into the box. Dangerous chance for Van Loon.
That was a very fun play to watch. It was just very intense, and I really thought when she did that cut in, Krista Van Loon, I really thought it was about to go in.
Yeah, Sadie Harper subs on for Meg Gray. Part of it is that Minnesota really has not been out on the counterattack much at all this year. I think even when they have, it has not been those full-paced, full-run, full-sprint attacks. And so it also was a little bit fun for us. I think it's been a rarity for us. Minnesota with some danger in the box, but now Purdue heading the other way. Trying to send it through, but Franson is there to slow down.
Yeah, Franson is not making it easy.
Looks like they will whistle Franson for that defense there. And the official has been quick to the whistle. It is a reminder that as the game goes on, try to remember what this official is known for calling. He has called a lot of those today. So now Purdue with a free kick in dangerous territory. Matthews to take it. Into the box, still bouncing. And an initial clearance by Minnesota. And a nice hard-charging defense by Sadie Harper. Looked like she was maybe grabbed by a Purdue Boilermaker there, but no whistle. Oh, and the ball stays in. Everyone thought it was going out. And so Minnesota is out on the run, 3 versus 3. And the cross attempt just goes out of bounds for a goal kick. So now Sydney Hunt coming on for the Boilermakers.
Sister swap.
Yeah, if we can't have full sisters, at least that sister swap is a little bit of vibes for us.
Exactly. Yes.
Gophers continuing to battle, even despite being scoreless in the second half, preserving the 2-0 lead and continuing to fight to extend it. Purdue, if anything, has battled even more as the game has gone on. Duarte with the ball, trying to swing. Gophers keeping a pretty disciplined defensive shape as a group. Purdue trying to break that down. Seven minutes to go here. Minnesota still leading 2-0. Purdue trying to break down this defensive shape by Minnesota, which has been about as disciplined as I can remember from this fall. Minnesota may be peaking at the right time with the win tonight and an Illinois loss. They can lock in their Big Ten tournament chances. Lauren Donovan will come on now for Sophia Romine. Minnesota now with 2 holding midfielders to try and secure this score line here. And another upset alert. Iowa currently leads Northwestern 2-0. The Big Ten is just absolutely bonkers today, Maya.
Yeah, in Illinois and Wisconsin, it's still 0-0, so no updates with that.
For folks who are completely neck deep in standings tracking, the reason Iowa does not necessarily have a chance to catch Minnesota still if Minnesota secures the win is because Minnesota beat Iowa head-to-head, so we have the tiebreaker there. Still, the Hawkeyes getting a win against number 13 Northwestern is not a result they will turn away. Goal kick for Purdue now as we approach the 85th minute. Not quite enough on that goal kick. Maybe Minnesota able to get the first head on it. Kaya Harper trying to get downfield, but she'll earn the foul. So now Minnesota has a free kick from about 25 or 30 yards out. See here, nice job by, Sadie Harper earned that one. Nice job, just grit it out, earn the foul. Now Bowman is ready to take it. Oh, a few quick starts and stops. A flicked header, and Kimball is there. Minnesota not quite sure what to do with the free kick in that territory. I don't think they've had a ton from that distance. Trying to serve it on, nice flick, but does not lead to a chance on frame. Now Purdue with a throw around midfield. Well, Maya, we saw Minnesota start with so many challenging results, dropped a lot of games early on where they either had a tie or had a lead and did not quite get the result they were hoping for, but they've really, I think, built throughout the season, found ways to build their chemistry, find their rhythm. Talk about the growth you've seen from them in the games we've been able to call.
I've definitely seen that they just never give up no matter the score. The score just doesn't really matter to them, it seems, when they play their games. They always just have a high intensity versus when we first saw them play at the beginning of the season. It just felt like they weren't as together as they are now.
Mm-hmm. Definitely remember moments where they felt a little bit tight. Maybe they were just desperately holding on to a game versus now they definitely seem to be playing a little more free, a little more confident. And like you said, where the effort really does not drop. It's just continued and been fairly consistent, which is really impressive, especially at the end of a college season that can be such a grind. So really impressive to see them find that stability. And they're going to need it because if they secure that Big Ten tournament spot, they're going to have to go on the road, play a very top team in the country in that first match. So they'll need all the confidence they can get. Dangerous ball. Kaya Harper into the box. She'll hold up play just a bit. Looks like, oh, she pretends to be in time-killing mode, then a quick step towards goal. I'm guessing Minnesota may now truly go into that clock-killing mode after that one last-ditch effort by Kaya. Throw for Minnesota, just over 2 minutes to go here. Minnesota very comfortable letting those seconds tick down. Whistle there. The official will stop the clock in acknowledgement of some of the gamesmanship going on there. Purdue will have a free kick deep in their own territory. Purdue still really battling to see if they can get that last chance on goal. Tough run by Kaya Harper there. Whistled for the foul. Purdue will have a free kick just on top of their own box. Kimball to take it. Amelia Brown first to that one. Sadie Harper finds Krista Van Loon. Krista will work downfield. Just getting past her defender there into the box. Tries a chance on goal and it's saved. Kaya Harper's there, but it's deflected.
1 minute remaining.
Wow, Minnesota was not done with their attempts on frame. Ooh, an attempted clearance there, but it sprayed Amelia Brown with another attempt. Purdue trying to settle things in, still battling, just a minute to go here. Nice reach by Amelia Brown to get to that one.
Ooh, it looks like her leg is bothering her.
Yeah, may have just stretched a bit too much to get to that one. Hopefully just a stinger in that moment. Purdue still trying to find a chance on goal here. Just seconds left in this one. Plashko will scoop it up, and that should do it. Minnesota not able to extend their lead in the second half, but end up not needing it. 2 goals in the first half, and Minnesota does everything they can do to secure their spot in the Big Ten tournament. In all likelihood, should be able to control their own destiny and secure that 8th spot, that 8th seed in the Big Ten. Huge moment for Minnesota